it's just on us to stream it then, TJ. Okay. ETH is dead. That's what someone said in the chat. I'm ready. Okay. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest channel in all of the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Guys, we're joined by a very special guest, one of my favorite guys out there to watch on YouTube. Been watching him since before he had 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're going to have a special guest segment today for the first 20 minutes, and we're going to roll on to a regular episode. Crypto Jebb, welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much, man. How are you guys doing? Shout out to BitBoy. Everybody who is new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Just past 500K subs, became the largest crypto channel. Shout out to you, my friend.
Appreciate it. Well, it's all thanks to the community.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got such a great community here that we've developed, and, you know, it's been wonderful to watch. But you guys also make sure we got a link. We have it in the description, I believe, where you guys go subscribe to Crypto Jebb's channel as well. I've mentioned him several times on the channel because I believe it's really hard to kind of manage the fundamental and technical side of crypto and Bitcoin. I think you do a really good job with that.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what we've been working in and specializing in for the last 3 years. And I think we've got a good system going. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started with first topic today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin just hit 50K. Yeah. What is the significance of that? And what does it mean? So just initially, like when you woke up this morning, or I don't know if you're a degenerate like me and you check your phone all night, every hour. What was your thought? What was your thought when you woke up and saw that it hit a new all-time high?
Man, I just $2,900, guys. I remember when everybody thought $10,000 was a high price target for Bitcoin. And now if Bitcoin were to go back to $10,000, everybody would lose their heads and FUD out of all of their investments. Guys, $50,000, $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. These are the kind of price targets that people have been talking about for years. So the fact that we broke to $50,400 and some change just a couple of hours ago is a huge step forward for Bitcoin. And people are going to start seeing those kind of movements, and they're going to start to trust Bitcoin when they see markets moving that way and more people stepping into the space. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been phenomenal to watch what happened and to think about where Bitcoin was compared to where it is now. I mean, it's so insane. Like I remember when, you know, the first time I bought Bitcoin was $12. And of course I had no idea what it was going to be down the road. TJ? Oh, can you hit the rundown, please? Oh, you can't hit it. It won't work. Okay. We're having a little technical difficulty here, but it'll be fine. So, okay. So yeah. So I woke up this morning. So here's kind of what happened. I had a Bitcoin trade going for the last few days. I got liquidated on Sunday. Sunday's my liquidation day. Every time I've been liquidated for a large amount, it's always on Sunday. And you would think I would learn my lesson, right? But I don't. And so I immediately went back in and, you know, watched it last night in the middle of the night. I kind of got out of that trade. Maybe a little premature as it went all the way to 50,800. Did you see the drop that it had? The giant candle on the 5-minute chart. What was your thoughts when you saw that?
I was watching that. I'm actually glad you brought that up because we sat down. We start work at 7:30 so that we can start planning our live streams at 7:30. So we sat down, and right when we sat down is when it did that. If you look on the chart, so I was watching it live, and I look over at my team, and I'm like, guys, it just hit $50,000, and then 6 minutes later, I'm like, guys, it just dropped 4% in 6 minutes. So we actually talked about that in our planning today. What I think we need to take from that is we need to look at that market movement. We need to realize, hey, we just hit $50,000. There's a lot of exits right there. A lot of people have set their trades up the correct way by having stop losses and price targets, and their price targets are sitting just below and sometimes just above $50,000. So the reason we rejected from that 4% that quickly is because a lot of people took profits. The fact that we rejected from that, pulled back $2,000 and bounced very quickly is actually a sign that the bulls are still in control. And that the market is very healthy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so I decided this morning I was going to play around with a 100x trade. I never trade 100x. I've only done a 100x trade like once or twice, and it got liquidated in like a minute, you know?
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take like, you know, like maybe 250,000 contracts and throw it in, try to catch up. You know, I caught that thing right in the middle of that 5-minute, but it literally, I hit execute on the trade and I was literally liquidated before I even looked up the computer screen.
Oh no.
So it was fine. I was just doing a test. Yeah. I try to test things for my people, you know, like I would never, ever suggest anybody trade 100x. I'm sure you wouldn't either, but
I would definitely not.
No, it's super dangerous.
200x. That's a joke. Don't use 200x.
What do you trade with, Jebb? What do you trade with?
I try and keep it around 5 to 10x because first of all, most of my position in cryptocurrency, I keep in investment. But when I trade, I try and keep it around 5 to 10x because quite frankly, if you can't make a ton of money with 10x, you need to study technical analysis and how to trade because that's where it's going to come down to is your knowledge. Don't let leverage be your crutch.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I think I like 25 to 30. I'm a little more degen than most people. But, I actually, this trade I got liquidated on, I was on 50 and then I made it all back on 50. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try 100. I just like to test it for the people. I know it's very irresponsible.
No, hey, I think testing things is great. You need to you need to get that experience and build up that understanding of the market. That's great.
Yeah. So speaking of understanding the market, so Bitcoin hit 50K.
Yep.
Where do you think it goes from here? Do we flip 50K into support, or does this become like a heavy resistance? Do we end up going down? I think kind of targets to the very bearish side or somewhere around 45K, something like that. What from a technical standpoint do you see on the charts?
Great question. So, am I actually able to share my screen? Because I have the chart up right now and I can show you what I think. Is that something that we can do? If not, I can explain it with words.
We can do it.
Cool. Okay, I'm on screen share real quick.
Okay.
Share screen. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right. So I have my chart up here. This is on the 1 hourly chart. If you guys look at Bitcoin, you're going to find that there is a trading channel right now. We have an uptrending level of resistance right here, and then we have an uptrending level of support right here. This is set by these lows down here, and it's set by these highs up here. If Bitcoin wants to stay in this trading channel, it needs to stay above this price over here, which my thing's in the way. That's sitting around $49,000. And if it breaks out, it needs to break above that $50,500 level. What I think is going to happen here is that Bitcoin's going to keep ping-ponging around in this trading channel as it continues, and we're going to see a big breakout to one direction sometime in the next 7 days or so. The thing is, Bitcoin has been consistently moving to the upside and slightly sideways and almost a bull flag. I think we need a major news story, like some big bearish event or big bullish event to break this. We've seen very low volatility, very low volume. Yes, we are bullish, but the trend is not very strong. I think we need something to break this. So it's kind of hard to tell where exactly Bitcoin's going to go right now because we're in uncharted territory. The fundamentals would say bullish. The technicals also say bullish, but there are some warning signs that we may pull back. If we do, this uptrending level of support, this one, and our support zone down here around $41,000 to $42,000 are good places where we might pull back to.
Yeah, and I would say from a fundamental perspective, the really interesting thing to think about is, it's something we're going to be talking about a little bit later after our interview's done, talking about Microstrategy and Michael Saylor.
Yep.
And, the interesting thing about this is Michael Saylor, they just bought, I think it was $6 million worth of Bitcoin. Can't remember exactly what it is on the chart. Actually, I got it right here. Let me just take a glance at it here. So I have it so I don't get it wrong. They just bought, they just announced a $600 million buy. I don't know if it's actually done yet or not. Wow. But the thing is that every time Michael Saylor has announced or has bought Bitcoin, it's been a bottom. We haven't gone below his price points wherever he's bought. There's actually a chart that Chris from Crypto came up with. It showed all of his announcements and buys, and it's always at a place you want to get in. So, I tend to think that we are going to move to the upside. I think we could go back down to 45,000, possibly at the bottom of that channel. But I think we are going to get to 50,000. I think we are going to end up, going to the upside of that. Every time Bitcoin's been at this point, it's breaking the upside, kind of like you said. How do you see the fundamentals there working out?
I think the fundamentals are incredible, man. We're looking at someone called Andrew Yang, who is running for president in America. He's running for the mayor of Miami. He's extremely bullish on Bitcoin. He wants to try and turn New York City into like a crypto capital of the world. We see the mayor of Miami. I said Miami. I meant New York City. He's running for the mayor of New York City. The mayor of Miami is allowing his employees to start taking pay in Bitcoin, along with other Bitcoin programs that are running, being rolled out. We saw Elon Musk and Tesla buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. We see PayPal stepping into the space. We see them launching integration with Venmo, which is a massive mobile app for payments. We see them starting to integrate Bitcoin in that. We're seeing huge adoption on every single front. There's a concept I've talked about for years on the channel that any of my subscribers will hear many times. And I talk about something I call the underlying intrinsic value of Bitcoin. Of course, the only real way that we can value Bitcoin is what is it trading at. But we can have this kind of nebulous concept in our mind of what should Bitcoin be trading at. We can look at how Bitcoin's moving, and then we can kind of get an idea of what it should be trading at. Based on these incredible fundamentals, Bitcoin should be trading where it's trading right now. now, and it should be trading even higher because we're seeing the dominoes start to fall of major institutions stepping into the cryptocurrency space, massive amounts of buying pressure going on, massive amounts of bullishness in the space because whales are jumping in. The fundamentals look incredible right now, in short. It's absolutely insane. I think we are in like the late 90s, early 2000s era of the internet adoption right now, guys. That's where I think we are.
Yeah, I mean it's starting to shape up somewhere like that. Maybe when this bull run ends, it'll be like the .com boom.
And hey, man, your channel is proof of that, by the way. Shout out to you. You've gotten 220,000 subscribers in the last month. That is evidence enough that retail is starting to get on board. That may be a record in crypto. I don't know if anybody's ever gotten that many subs in a crypto channel before. That right there is a fundamental you should be looking at, is the growth of crypto YouTube channels.
Yeah. I think that is something that we've seen for sure, is the channel has grown, and we like that.
Absolutely.
But the thing that I would say, Willie Woo just came out and made a tweet, who's one of these maxis that I may or may not like. And, he said that, over the last 4 weeks have been very evident that the retail traders are here. And you're right. You look at the growth of my channel, for instance, but your channel is no slouch. I mean, you're about to hit 100K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how much were you at kind of about a month or two ago, right? I mean, you've had to have had 20 or 30 at least this month, right?
Yeah. So we ended the year around 50,000. We're at 73,000 now, guys. So we got we got 11,000 subscribers in January. We've gotten about 3,000 or 4,000 so far this month. So we're growing faster than we've ever grown before. Also, there's just a huge amount of retail coming into the space. We talk about institutions being the one driving this market, but retail isn't slouching either, guys. Keep that in mind also.
Yeah, I think that the retail has got to be there. I mean,
it has to be.
We saw this with Wall Street Bets, like how incredibly powerful the small guy can be. So they're saying it's not sync, DJ. Oh, the delay on the Zoom. Okay. But yeah, so let's talk about one other thing before we move on to the next topic here. I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about fundamentals and technicals, I want to ask you about Ethereum. What are your thoughts on Ethereum? I know we had you on to talk about Bitcoin, but it really seems like it stalled out like very, very hard.
Yeah. So Ethereum's one thing that we've been talking about a lot here on the channel. Everybody on my channel just loves when I talk about it, so we've been talking about it a lot. Ethereum's actually in a very similar position. Can I do that screen share thing again?
Sure,
show you what the Ethereum chart looks like?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Share. Boom. Cool. So our Ethereum chart looks something like this. Don't worry about this, guys who are watching this. There's a lot here. All I want to bring your attention to is this uptrend right here and this uptrend right here. This is our support. This is our resistance uptrend. This is what we have to break through if we want to continue rallying on Ethereum. This is the 1 hour Ethereum over US dollar chart on Bitfinex. This is our uptrending level of support. In the same way that Bitcoin is in this upwards trading channel and it's continuing to make moves, so too is Ethereum. Just because Ethereum isn't doing this massive movement and rallying like 20, 30% in 3 or 4 days, that does not mean that Ethereum's not healthy, guys. Ethereum is very healthy. It is stalling out over the last few days, but I actually think that's healthy. I think the market needs to stall out sometime. I think the market needs to consolidate and lock in gains and build support up here so that we can lay a foundation for Ethereum to go even higher. I actually think this is a very healthy thing for Ethereum because long term, if we ever need to pull back and find support, we will find it at $1,700 to $1,800 instead of having to pull back to $700 or $800 because that's the only place our support is. Guys, in the exact same way that Bitcoin has extremely strong fundamentals right now, Ethereum does also. Ethereum 2.0 hopefully will be launching relatively soon. Yes, the gas fees are high, but also, yes, Ethereum has an absolute ton of adoption going on right now. It has a ton of development going on. It has a lot of attention, massive resources, and it's the foundation of the decentralized application environment, and DeFi is being built on the back of it. So yeah, Ethereum has stalled out a little bit over the last 7 days or so. Fundamentally speaking, things look fantastic. I am a big investor in Ethereum, and I think it's a great project. So those are my opinions on that.
What do you think about the gas fees?
I think the gas fees are the same thing that we ran into. You've been here for a long time also. Do you remember in 2017 when Bitcoin transaction fees jumped to like $53 a transaction?
Yeah.
It was insane. It was nuts. It took days to send a transaction. People thought they had lost their Bitcoin. The gas fees is a big problem on Ethereum. The thing is, though, guys, Bitcoin and Ethereum, even though they are decentralized, they do also receive updates. They do have people working on these projects, and gas fees are one of the things that are being worked on very diligently. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of developers working to help that along, help to bring those gas fees down by integrating updates like Ethereum 2.0, moving to that proof of stake system. And also, guys, by the way, Ethereum isn't the only one of these decentralized applications. application protocols. You have Cardano and Polkadot in the background of your video, so you understand how valuable Cardano and Polkadot are because they're a second generation for Ethereum. I'm not saying get out of Ethereum. I am invested more in Ethereum than I am in those projects, but I want you guys to understand one thing is that there's not just one company that makes graphics cards. There's not just one company that makes cars. There are companies that make all of those things. There's 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Polkadot, Cardano, and Ethereum can all live in harmony and fulfill slightly different purposes. So maybe Ethereum's gas fees are going to lead some of that market share away from it to Cardano and Polkadot, but I still think Ethereum's a fantastic project that, again, has a ton of adoption and a ton of funding.
Okay, so let's end it with this here.
Cool.
Let's end it with what is your prediction for Bitcoin? I mean, I talk about a 6-figure Bitcoin. I think it's pretty much a slam dunk that it's going to happen.
Yeah, I do too.
What are you seeing there?
So I like to be I like to be kind of conservative with my calls, although so first things first, I'll tell you my prediction straight up. I think a Bitcoin will be going to $100,000 in the next 12 to 18 months. That's my prediction. Now to back that up, I try to be a little bit more conservative with my predictions because I don't want people betting the farm on Bitcoin. I want to make sure people are being responsible. So to be honest with you, I think it's probably going to happen in the next 6 months. I'm extending that time frame a little bit because I don't want people to go all out. I don't want people to sell their house and take out a second mortgage on their house and sell their car and their kids and everything and go crazy. However, I do think Bitcoin's going to a 6-figure price valuation very, very soon. We're seeing huge fundamental development like we already talked about.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I definitely believe we will get a 6-figure Bitcoin this year. But interesting thing to hear you talk about that is, so you don't necessarily believe the bull market will end at the end of this year. I mean, because to me, it's either it happens in it's February. It either happens in the next 8 months or it doesn't happen for 4 years.
Yeah. So this is a conversation we've had around at the office a lot. And the reason we talk about it is because, everybody here invests somewhat in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They work for a crypto YouTuber, right? So the thing is, we have a cycle in the history of markets where we go into a bull market for 2 years, we go into a bear market for a year, and then we consolidate in an accumulation phase for 6 to 12 months. That's been the cycle ever since the beginning. However, those market cycles were a very young market. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies was not mass adopted. It was in the infant stage. We had a lot of innovators. If you look at the adoption curve, the metrics of that, the first 2.5% of people to adopt a new technology, they're called the innovators. Those innovators were getting into cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency was much more volatile. As we start to get mass adopted, I actually think that cyclical nature of Bitcoin may start to tone down a little bit, and we might not see the same 2-year bull market, 1-year bear market, 6-month accumulation phase cycle continue forever. It's something that we just don't know because Bitcoin's never been here before. So to be honest with you, Ben, I think that we may see Bitcoin enter some kind of bear market in the next 12 months. But to be honest with you, we're also moving into a new era of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's almost like we're moving into the second phase of mass adoption of Bitcoin. I think that mass adoption is starting. So it's really hard to tell if it's going to do that, to be honest with you. What do you think?
Yeah. So for me, I think people were saying the same thing in 2017. I mean, that if I go back to that,
it's true.
If I go back to that time, what's so funny to me is one thing I like to do is go to Google News and I like to search articles from 4 years previous. Compare what they were thinking during that cycle. And it's just so amazing to me to see that they all thought, the same thing. Like this time it's different. You go back 8 years, it's the same thing. This time is different. Nobody knew. Here's the narrative. It's always nobody knew about Bitcoin, but now everybody does.
And absolutely.
Yeah, I understand.
I think a lot of the prices going on right now is absolutely people that are getting hyped on the market and they're throwing money in. However, what I wasn't necessarily saying we're not going to see a massive bear market. I think what we're going to see is we're going to see that massive bullishness start to taper off, and we're going to start trading sideways a little bit more and more consistent gains. In the same way the stock market, you see a rally about 8% year over year. I think we're going to see something similar start to happen in Bitcoin, where we don't just rally 500%, pull back 70%. We might rally 100%, pull back 20. I think we're going to start seeing less volatility. So we might see a bear market, but it might not be as severe as the one we saw in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much mimics, what I believe, which is we are going to go through a bear market. It will still be bad.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It won't be as bad. I think instead of like Bitcoin going 85% down, it might go 60% down or 50% down. That's kind of what the volatility would be lessened on the bottom end. But one of the exciting things about Bitcoin cryptocurrency is that volatility, because it gives people that are watching the stream right now the chance to make life-changing money. And if we get to where it's like the stock market and it's not,
absolutely,
going through the roof and then shooting back down, then it's taking away that ability for it to shoot through the roof again. So, I would just really encourage everybody that's watching the stream or this video to just know like this isn't going to last forever. You know, the ability to make money like this is not going to last forever. And, you know, so in my opinion, get it while you can get it. So Jebb, thank you so much for joining us today on the stream. We've appreciated having you on. I think we had a few audio issues going on, but I think hopefully we're going to be putting something on your channel as well, correct?
Awesome. Yes, sir. We'll be uploading this over on the Crypto Jebb channel. I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, so if you guys, if the audio wasn't perfect, you guys can go watch it on Crypto Jebb's channel a little bit later. So you guys can check in the description for his link. Make sure you subscribe to Jebb. He's a guy I personally watch. I personally watch Jebb a good bit. So yeah, definitely thank you for coming on. And Jebb, we will talk to you later.
Talk to you later, buddy. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
A little bit down the road there, didn't it?
What?
Didn't see as much bad stream.
Zoom just got off.
Yeah.
You're still live, though.
Yeah, I know I'm still live. I know. What do you think I'm going to do? Start taking off my clothes, TJ? You know, who knows what I'm capable of if I don't think I'm on. A lot of ADA going on right there in the chat. And we have is the screen for lined up for showing things? Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Guys, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. As always, today we're going to be talking about MicroStrategy. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to be talking about, you know, this big buy that's coming. We're going to be looking at exchange volume, some really bullish stuff. Sorry for some of those issues we had during that. Hope it was good for you guys to get somebody else's perspective. And what you guys will find is that most of us who are larger crypto YouTubers, we generally agree. We agree there's going to be a six-figure Bitcoin. We agree Ethereum is still extremely bullish. We agree that gas fees are a problem. We agree, you know, with, and this might sound silly, but the price of Bitcoin is going to go up or it's going to go down, you know? So, you know, I know that sounds kind of silly, but you guys got to remember it's not all up all the time. Let's see. Oh, Eduardo said a super chat. Don't forget to shout out all the haters that support me too. Thank you, haters. Hi, haters. So anyways, guys, 510,000 subscribers on the channel. Let's go ahead and kick it off with Market Watch here. Take a quick look at the markets. I've been crushing the markets myself. You guys will see that when we get to talking about my Bitcoin trade here in a second. But looking at the overall volume, you see the volume is down quite a bit. We were over the $200 billion mark yesterday. Today we're at $186 billion. Bitcoin dominance on the rise. Now let's use our brains a little bit. Why is Bitcoin dominance on the rise? $50,000 was a big number to get above. A lot of people felt like that was coming, so I think they moved back over to Bitcoin. What do you think about the manipulation within ETH? Sean Wesley, $5 super chat. Video tomorrow on that. Thanks, guys. Water does the body good. Drinking water on the show today. I know you guys support that. You guys definitely support the water drinking. The A&W's off the side here. Okay, so back to here. Let's check out biggest gainers of the day. Biggest gainers. Where are the water emojis? It must be on delay. Cosmos, you are right. Cosmos explain. Ooh, I bought a bunch of Cosmos today. I bought a bunch of Cosmos this morning. How about that? Let's see, bought a bunch of Cosmos this morning. We get 5% on Coinbase. If you guys want to sign up for Coinbase, you can do that by visiting bitboycrypto.com/deals. You guys like the new page? Why is it the old cached version? It's a cookies thing. It's a cookies thing. Dang it. We have a new bitboycrypto.com/deals page, and it's really great, and you guys will really love it. If I go here to Safari and type it in, bitboycrypto.com/deals, there's my water emojis, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that water. Why is it still not updated here? Even on Safari, it's not updated. Anyways, we got a new page. It'll be updating soon. We got the whole website coming together soon. But anyways, guys, if you want to sign up for Coinbase, if you got the new version of the page, you can sign up for it there. But when it comes to Cosmos, we like Cosmos. We think these ecosystems are going to be really big. Polkadot obviously is getting a lot of the attention now. And let me tell you something I can kind of see happening here. And I say this on a video coming out tonight. We got a top 5 coins of February video coming out tonight. I know we're 2 weeks late on it. I know we're 2 weeks late. But we've got some absolutely huge finds. Guys, I've got some of the greatest gems up my sleeve tonight that you have ever seen. I've got stuff I'm so excited about, I can't even talk about it. We got another video coming out tomorrow that's going to be a full video on one of those gems. It is going to blow your mind. You're not going to believe it when you see it. So make sure to check that out. And if you want to know how to make money with staking, you can check that out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. But the thing is that Cosmos is going to be next, I believe. Right now, we're seeing for the springtime, we are going to see Polkadot coins explode. We just saw what happened with Kusama, okay? We were front running that. Now I'm telling you guys that get ready because the Cosmos ecosystem at some point is going to catch up with the big boys. It is too well designed, too great of an ecosystem, too great of an architecture. The Tendermint, BFT, all of that stuff. I think Cosmos projects are going to be huge in the future, so definitely pay attention to them. PancakeSwap up again today. Look at that. Up 10%, up 40% for the week. IOTA. How is IOTA even still around? Are they even doing things? I can't even talk to TJ today. I'm so sad. Yeah. DJ has no microphone today, so I was borrowing it up here. Actually, do you want to run... Mr. Elron Schmidt, would you like to run TJ's microphone back to him? We'd like to see TJ, Mr. Elron. Mr. Elron, say hello to the people.
Hello.
Oh, you guys missed him. He's like a phantom. Mr. Elron Schmidt. Let's see. Cosmos, thoughts on smaller growing blockchains. Essentia. Okay, yeah. Maybe. I don't know anything about that one. Okay, guys. So let's move on. Let's talk about my Bitcoin trade. So head on over here. Obviously, guys, if you want to sign up for Bybit, you guys can do that by going to, thank you for that, Alabama Roofing Professionals, $49.99 super chat. If you guys want to...
That's the guy who's going to send us a comment or like something for the desk.
Oh, he's sending us something for the desk. Alabama Roofing Professionals. I like that. Maybe I should make a Roll Tide joke, but maybe not since he's sending us something. Okay, so you guys sign up for Bybit. You can sign up for Market Cypher. I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing and how I've been crushing it. If you ever want to sign up for those, you can do it. I know a lot of you guys are crushing it. We're seeing the numbers. Guys, look at this right here. Look at this. We created this on...
Sheesh.
Yeah, let me go with the date here. We created this account on January 7th. So we were at 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Now, we started with 4 Bitcoin. Now, at $200,000, it sounds like a lot. I think it was $120,000 when we started with it, which is still a decent chunk. I understand that. I'm not belittling 4 Bitcoin. But we've turned 4 Bitcoin into $964,000 in profit. I mean, what the heck? I'm not supposed to move? I'm like a snake. Okay, thank you. But guys, here's the thing. Look at my trade yesterday. 347K yesterday. Look at this chart. It looks just like the Bitcoin chart, don't it? But what's really crazy is when you think that we come over here and you look at our at ETH and you search that and you see we're also up. Why is that not showing at the bottom? It's not showing at the bottom. Maybe because I got it highlighted. That is not right. That's not right. We're up 41,000 or 41 ETH. So you do that math, that's 84,000. We've made over $1 million on this account since we started it in 5 weeks. $1 million. Gotta say, guys, I'm not always impressed with myself. TJ, am I always impressed with myself?
Usually.
I usually am. I'm pretty impressed with this. I gotta be honest. I never in my wildest dreams thought I could have done this. So, yeah, we've been killing it. Right now, we got 9 Bitcoin in the account, 9.23. We started with about a Bitcoin and a half for this one. So a Bitcoin and a half we started with, and now in 8 days, we're already up to 9.23. So let me show you what happened yesterday on my trades. There you can see there's the Ethereum number, $73,000 on Ethereum. So we're up like 1.05 milli. Lego James, never early enough. Thank you. Found out some people are staying up till 3 in Australia to watch us. We appreciate that, guys. So let's look. Right now, I'm not in a trade. I'll show you what I've been doing. So you guys know I got liquidated on Sunday. What's going on with Ave? Adam, super chat. We don't know. Kind of wait. We're in wait and wait and watch mode right now with Aave and Link and Compound, waiting to hear some announcements. Maybe they come through, maybe they don't. Like I told you guys the whole time, it was rumors I was hearing. I was getting on good information, but, you know, if it was confirmed, I don't even know if I could have said something if it was confirmed, if I knew it for sure. So we just got to wait and see what happens. But, guys, you guys know on Sunday we got liquidated. We got liquidated for 3.5 biddies, 3.5 biddies right there. Add that math together. Then we immediately got back on the pony, and I closed the trade out last night. 2.4 plus 1.2 is 3.6 plus 2.4. Is that 6 biddies? 6 full biddies? We made 6 full biddies on that trade. Now, I just lost 3.5, so we actually technically profited 2.5. But then, guys, you see this 0.05 right here. This is where I tried a 100x leverage trade. And let me show you guys this because it's really freaking wild. This is really wild here. Let's see here. When you look at the 5-minute chart for Bitcoin, it's freaking nuts. Here's the 5-minute chart for Bitcoin. I decided I was going to test a 100x because I just, you know, like I said with Jebb, like I just wanted to test it. I wanted to see what was happening with it. And I literally, at 49,000, so right about here, I decided a 100x long. And it went, boop. I literally got liquidated so fast. Do not trade on 100x. I can trade with 50x pretty successfully. Those trades that I made before 50x, I can do. I can set, well, I don't set stop losses. I just go back in. You should set a stop loss. Do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. But on this one, I literally jumped in. I got liquidated before I even looked up. So 100x is out. I'm going back out of it. Super Googly says, thank you for the super chat. He's super chatting us every day. Hey, BitBoy, my man, you're killing it. Have you sold Link and bought small cap yet?
He's asking about for the 1K to 10K.
For the 1K to 10K challenge. We will talk about that when we get there. We will talk about strategy for that because I am thinking about doing it. Our synthetics, we are up because I think, let's see, I think we had a $150 fee. I think when we bought in this, let's see, it was $529. So we're actually up on that trade if you minus the gas fee $100. I got some I'm looking at. I got some I'm looking at. We are going to probably move the link over to a coin that you guys had to find out tonight on what coin we're going to move that over to because that'll be in our top coins of the month video. But that's our plan. So we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. So anyways, the point is, guys, this morning I got in another long. I made like another half a biddy, something like that. Right now I'm not trading. Guys, listen, if you trade as much as I trade, but you're not a professional trader, like this is not all you do for your job, guys, it gets so stressful. Like, don't you guys sometimes like you just get where you just need to take a breather? I feel like I need to take a breather and see what this thing does for the next couple hours at least, where I jump back in. It's so stressful when you watch that thing go up and then go down, and like you're positive and then you're negative, and the numbers are going so fast, and you're like, well, if it just gets back here and I get in the green, and then it does, and you're like, I want to get out of this, you know?
I just love that your definition of taking a breather is a couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just need a break, like, for maybe 2 hours.
I just got to get my bearings back, guys. Listen, the last 48 hours have been so stressful because I got liquidated, and then I went back in, and I was up in the trade a good bit. I was up like, you guys saw on the stream yesterday, we were up like 5.5 Bitcoin, and then it dropped down, and I was back to like 2.5 up, which means overall net positive I was down because the trade before I had lost 3.5. It was pretty stressful. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go to bed. I'm going to leave the trade open. I'm going to wake up. I woke up and it was at 49.3 and it kept going up. And I think something like that. I think I got out at like 49.5 and I felt pretty good about that. Let's move on. Let's talk about Ethereum because, guys, we got our big Ethereum video coming tomorrow. Big video coming tomorrow where we are going to talk about the manipulation. We're going to be talking about what exactly has been happening. Guys, I mean, this is on the 1 hour chart. Like, there is no godly reason why this thing would be trading at 1761 when Bitcoin's sitting at 48.5 or whatever it's at, 48.8, almost 49,000. It didn't even go up. When Bitcoin was hitting all-time highs this morning, it didn't even hit it. It went to 1830. Like, this thing is clearly on a downtrend right now. And it's just like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Like, look at this thing. Perfect alignment right here on the top with these wicks here. And you can see, like, okay, when you look at Market Cipher, this is how I know this manipulation. We are digging into this right now. We are going to expose a lot of stuff tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I cannot wait. When you look at Market Cipher, you see this green dot. Let me actually make it a little bit smaller so you see exactly what I'm talking about. You guys see that green dot right there? Okay, that green dot means a super bullish signal for Ethereum, okay? When a green dot is at the top, this means it is heading into a bull trend, and then when all of a sudden you see it just, like, that's not bullish. What is it about? What is it about Ethereum that's happening on the fundamental side, or that is causing the technicals not really to work? I mean, if you look, if you go on the hourly chart and you look here at the momentum, and you look at the green, this is the RSI indicator that builds that in, and you look, or either EMA, I forgot what he said it was, but when you look at it and you see the green, this means it's oversold. It's been oversold since Valentine's Day, and I've been telling you this. Somebody said, the guy from New York yesterday, thanks for the ADA buying hints. Been working on that a couple great weeks from David Powell. Oh, we'll appreciate that. ADA has been crushing it. We'll continue to crush it. Speaking of that ADA, by the way, I made a mistake on the video yesterday. I know a lot of you guys. So one trick we use on the channel is we'll say something completely wrong to get you to engage with it. I'm just kidding. We don't do that. Even though it does work. When you make a mistake, like, people really engage with the content, but I would never make a mistake on purpose because that drives me insane. So, you know, the memory is a funny thing because a couple weeks ago, we had, I used Binance.us for the first time, probably about 6 weeks ago, maybe something like that. And I went in to buy Cardano and I could have sworn there was no Bitcoin pair or there was no USD or USDT pair. I guess I was completely wrong. I went to try to buy it and I couldn't buy it and I had to move it to Bitcoin first. I think maybe what happened is they didn't have an ETH pair and I moved it all over in ETH and then I had to convert it to Bitcoin, and maybe that's what I was thinking. Because if you don't convert it to Bitcoin, I think you got to, like, sell it to US dollars. It's a funky system they got at Binance.us. So I was wrong. There is a Binance.us Cardano and USD and USDT pair. This was not something I uncovered in my research. This is just, I was going off my memory, like what I remembered happening. And sometimes that's not always accurate. You guys, have you ever, like, sworn you were right about something, like you were 100% sure? You would have, like, literally battled to the death anybody who said you were wrong on that, and then you go back and, like, there's something that says you were wrong. That's kind of how it is sometimes.
That happens sometimes.
So anyways, we took an L on that one, so sorry about that wrong information. So I guess that really narrows down what it could be then. I mean, I guess we're looking at a Grayscale Trust, or we're looking at Coinbase listing, or we're looking at some other crazy fiat solution. So, and Cardano had Charles had a surprise AMA this morning. So I wonder if anything came out from that, by the way. Charles Hoskinson on Twitter. Let's see what's going on, if anything interesting came from that. A&E is bringing you a double feature. Wait, that's a promoted tweet. Thanks, A&E.
Got him.
Bastards. Sorry. I hate advertisements. Also, make sure you guys watch all of my YouTube ads till the end.
This was savage.
Why don't you just kill me? Your punishment must be too severe. And then you look at the freaking gas fee. These gas fees are insane. And it's really... I mean, look, I don't think that there's anything... I don't think there's anything pretty much in this bull run for Ethereum that will keep it from realizing its, you know, full potential. Look at that frozen picture of him. That was cool. I don't think there's anything that will keep Ethereum from reaching its full potential, but what I would say is these gas fees are a problem, big problem. Because if you're thinking about it now... Okay, so here's an interesting theory for you guys that I'm looking into. I'm trying to figure out if there's any truth to this, okay? The reason why... God, maybe I should say this for a video tomorrow. Maybe I should save it. It's good. It's good. It's a good theory. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just throw it out there, and then I'm going to show some stuff maybe to possibly back it up or not. I'm looking into it. Is it possible that there are players in the DeFi game... We know some of the big names in DeFi. Cointelegraph thinks they're swell. Thinks they're way more influential than the largest and fastest growing crypto YouTuber in the world ever in the history of mankind. Some of these players are intentionally manipulating the price of ETH to the downside to be able to keep people using their platforms. Because when Ethereum hits $3,000 to $4,000, it's going to be absolutely insane, the gas fees. If right now, TJ, what's the highest gas fee we've paid?
I mean, over $150 for sure.
Over $150 for a gas fee. I mean, we did it right here, on the 1K, 10K challenge.
I mean, I think I've seen over 200, but I usually try to wait under 200.
Yeah. So, and we'll have to see what happens. And Michael, we see that super chat. We'll have a video for Why I've Died pretty soon, fairly soon. It's not on the docket this week, but yeah, you guys know we're an advisor for them, so we will do a video on them when there's something newsworthy. So, anyways, guys, that's what's going on with Ethereum. There is some manipulation going on here. When you look at the charts, I mean, there's just really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're not hitting the targets we should be hitting right now. I mean, you're kind of looking at some lines here. You can make a line here, something like that. That probably is pretty accurate there. So what that would say, if you were watching this, that would say that right now is probably a great time to get in on an ETH long, considering it just bounced off a bottom there. So we'll see. But maybe that's not the bottom. I mean, we drew the line based on that. Maybe it goes further down. So maybe we have a breakout to the downside. I just don't think it's likely that this is going to happen. I think it's much more likely that this is going to go up. If I'm long in ETH right now, I'm definitely longing it to the upside, because when this thing explodes, it's going to explode. TJ, what was the conversation we had this morning about Ethereum?
Why won't it move? Like, how is it not a higher price compared to where it was against Bitcoin? Is that what you're talking about?
Bitcoin's at $50,000.
Right.
Like, Ethereum was at $1,700 when Bitcoin was at $30,000.
Exactly.
Think about that. You got other things that are moving, and you got the number 2 cryptocurrency stuck still.
It's like it got skipped. All the other
it got skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if I told you, take the red pill? What if it didn't get skipped? What if it was stoned? Okay. Basically what I'm trying to say is that there are some whales, some people manipulating it intentionally. I mean, guys, this tells it right here. I mean, look at this. Let me go back to this here. Okay. What? Hold on real quick. Let me pull that up real quick. What is that sitting at right there? APY? Yeah. Pump and dump. Somebody said that in the chat. 447. It was $1.10 when we covered it, you idiot. Like, what do you think? You think it's going to go up 100% forever? It's down 30% today. This is a good project, and this thing's going to continue to go up. Guys, it's not my fault if you're so dumb you FOMO in at the top. Like, we tell you that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Don't get in at the tops. That's the worst thing you can do. Wait for a pullback. It just had a big pullback. God, people, man, I tell you what. So it's like you watch a 2-second snippet of this channel, and you don't watch what I tell you. I tell this over and over and over again. Do not jump in at the tops of these projects. Don't do it. Get in after a pullback. Today's a pretty good day. It's down 13%. Those are the kind of numbers you want to see when you want to get up on something. TJ, are you upset with me for calling that guy an idiot?
No, that's fine. Thanks for that super chat.
Thanks for the super chat, hater. Guys, so back to the Ethereum. What I want to show you guys real quick on CoinMarketCap is that when you look here and you look at the top 10, guys, this is insane. This is insane. And Mr. Elrond, I want you to add up on the calculator some numbers for me in a second. So you can pull a calculator up. Okay, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up 6%, guys. Look at Ethereum. It's up 1.55%. Are you ready, Mr. Elrond Schmitz? 30.28 plus 27.1 plus 14.95 plus 31.22 plus 25.19 plus 43.12 plus 23.37, and then divide that by 8. What do you got? No, I'm sorry. Divide that by 7.
27.6.
The average of the top 7 coins, not counting Tether, the stable coin, okay, the average is 27% that it made gains last week. Instead, it's up 1.55%. So just looking at the chart here, okay, let's do this. I'm going to show you guys if Ethereum just performed average, if it just performed average over the last week, where would it be? I mean, it's only up 1.5%, okay? So it is the 16th, so we want to go back here to the 10th. So right now where it is, so it was probably about right here. Yeah, probably about right here. So let's see what 1% from that is. 1% from that is, I think it was 1.2, wasn't it? Let's put that. Okay, so that would put it at 1781, okay? Let's see what 1781 plus 1781 plus 27% is. Golly, I hate this thing sometimes. Okay, 1781 plus 27%. Guys, this is unreal. This is unreal. If it just performed average, just average, is the 7 coins after it, $2,300 is where it should be. I rest my case. I rest my case. If this does not tell you everything you need to know right here, I don't know what does. What are they trying to do? They're trying to get you to sell your tokens. Trying to get you to sell your ETH coins. That's what they're trying to do. Trying to scare you with these gas fees. These people may be trying to manipulate it to keep DeFi running off. I mean, guys, think if your freaking sushi swap or your compound or your any project that Andre Cronje is involved in, which, freaking, okay, I'm not going to say what I want to say about that guy. But any of these big whales that are using these projects that involve a lot of ETH transactions, think about how much in their best interest is it for them to push these prices down. Think about it. Think about it. So anyways, I think that's what's going on. We're going to dig much more into that in the next couple of days. Now, look, what people are in the chat saying Ethereum is BS. Oh, God. Somebody said he sold his house with is all in on leverage. People are saying ETH is BS. Look, I'm not saying that Ethereum has problem solved. What I'm telling you is the speculation of this bull run is not going to have a lot to do with gas prices. It's just not. Do you think when Grayscale is buying $1 billion worth of Ethereum that they're taking gas fees into consideration? No. Do you think the people that are buying stocks on the Grayscale Trust, the Grayscale Ethereum Trust, you think they're sitting there thinking about the gas fees? No, they don't even know what a gas fee is. Right? 25% of y'all don't know what it is. Right? This is stuff for people that have made it to the next level of crypto, to the next level of DeFi that they care about. It's not the dumb money. It's not the retail money that's coming in out of nowhere that has no idea what they're investing in. So I don't think that. What are your thoughts on that, TJ? You want to come on the screen for a minute? What are your thoughts on Ethereum right now?
Yeah, no, I would pretty much agree with that. It seems like they're accumulating, and they need to hold the price in a certain place so they can get as much as they can within a certain time period before they let the price rip upward.
Yeah, and guys, look, there's one thing we do great on this channel, and it's getting to the bottom of what's popping. So we will be getting to the bottom, and if we gotta figure out who it is and name the name, don't be afraid. We will do it. So guys, moving on here to our 1K 10K update. We took a pretty big hit yesterday. We were look at that, guys. We are taking a huge hit today. Chainlink down 9%, Synthetic down 8%. We actually had plans today to move over to some new coins, but can't do it on a red day. Cannot move over on a red day. That's not what we're doing. So hopefully by the end of the day, we can get Chainlink back up. Is Chainlink back at $27? No, that's not right, is it? Oh, it's saying we're down. My portfolio is saying we're down $27 from yesterday. Yeah, it's $31.09. It was at $36 yesterday. So we need Synthetics or Chainlink to either to move up for us to get out of this. And we're just kind of stuck in a holding pattern right now. Let's talk to you guys about yesterday. Like, you have to be patient. You guys want me to come on here and trade every single day on this? We will be putting out a separate video this week where we'll talk about the thoughts that going into, this challenge. But we're talking about, some different projects that we want to get in. And guys, we have to weigh out, look, if we think that there is if we think that there's a coin out there on MetaMask that's going to explode, maybe worth taking that $150 hit. So we'll probably put out maybe a video on the 1K 10K challenge on what we decide to do today. But like the problem is, I don't want to. It might be tomorrow because I don't want to get out on a red day. Like that's so terrible. Why would we want to get out on a red day? That doesn't make any sense. Wonder what Market Cypher's saying about Bitcoin right now. Nothing too much. That's a 1 hour chart, 45 minute. Guys, I kind of think Bitcoin is heading on the way back down a little bit today. I'm going to stand pat. This thing could be heading back down somewhere 47.5, maybe 47,000. God, if it goes back down to 47,000, I am going to freaking ride that pony back up. But yeah, so back to the challenge here. What coins do you guys think we should do? Do you think we should sell at a loss? That's what probably a lot of people would do. I don't want to do that, though. We're still up. The thing about synthetics is we're still up $100 total on synthetics. So we could possibly check. So Dwayne Arellano says, so ETH won't chase Bitcoin up, but follows the downward trend of BTC manipulation, maybe. Well, I mean, generally what we see is we see Bitcoin kind of like pull Ethereum up with it, but not as fast. When it drops, Ethereum drops more. When Bitcoin's sideways, then it goes up faster, and that's what we really want. We just don't really know where this thing is going to stop. And I mean, kind of the fear would be is that Bitcoin shoots all the way up to 60K by the end of the month. Ethereum doesn't move, and then Bitcoin gets that really big correction all the way back down to like 40K from 60K, and Ethereum is now not on track for hitting targets. I mean, and you know what? You guys remember what happened a few weeks ago when we were talking about Bitcoin not hitting those targets? What happened right after that? Boom, shot straight up. Went from 30K to 44K in a week. Isn't that about what it did?
Yep.
Something like that?
Yep.
And when you look at Ethereum, I mean, it dropped down even further, it looks like, down to 1757. When you look at Ethereum, I mean, you got to remember, like, this is why, guys, I'm not really trading Ethereum anymore. I'm not trading Ethereum right now because whatever Bitcoin does, Ethereum's locked in. I'd rather just front run it and do whatever Bitcoin's doing. You know, why would you not? So for Bybit, I've moved over to strictly trading Bitcoin. And let's see, if we were to look at some, let's see if we were to go body to body here, could we see anything? No, can't see anything really there. I mean, guys, I just don't really know where ETH is going right now. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. But you can rest assured of one thing. We are going to figure out what it is. On this video tomorrow, we will know for 100% sure what it's going to do. Maybe you consider doing another Link video. Maybe some newer people aren't well aware of the things Link has going for it. Unremarkable Donut. What did you ever do? Oh, nothing. Unremarkable. Yeah, so I'm open to that. Must be a Link Marine in the chat. We love the Link Marines. It is on our list of projects to cover. That is a good idea. TJ, can we jot that down? I would like to do a Link update video. Maybe Friday. So okay, let's go ahead and move on to MicroStrategy. So here's where we have the super bullish stuff for Bitcoin happening. And why is nothing on the screen here? What happened to this? Anyways, Bitcoin breaches $50,000 after MicroStrategy dropped $600 million announcement. That page will not come up for some reason. I don't know why. It was blank when I went to it. Expect Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy to buy all your Bitcoin when you aren't watching. Today, the enterprise software maker... TJ, did you even know what they do?
MicroStrategy?
Yeah.
No.
If you knew
They
what
buy
kind of
Bitcoin.
company MicroStrategy was, I don't know, drop a target in the chat or something like that. Because I don't think any of y'all knew what it actually was. I've talked about it before and I've covered it and I've looked at it, but I had totally forgotten what it even was. You know what MicroStrategy is? A Bitcoin pump vehicle.
I was going to say, they buy Bitcoin.
That's what they do. They buy Bitcoin for a living. Today, the enterprise software maker announced yet another $600 million convertible note issuance for investors and institutions to buy Bitcoin. The move comes a month after MicroStrategy raised $650 million in a separate convertible note offering to purchase BTC. Now, so what this is This is when they're announcing a way for people to jump in to take advantage of buying Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin itself. It's kind of like tokenizing Bitcoin in a way. So you can do that through the MicroStrategy stock. So it says that MicroStrategy intends to hold on to the Bitcoin until 2022, subject to certain conditions, like a bear market maybe. Guys, I don't know. We keep talking about people, these institutions that have the diamond hands, right? Michael Saylor seems to know what's happening in this space. I don't know. He may try to get out of the top and get back in. I mean, if he's smart, he would. But it's a lot of Bitcoin to be moving. If he moved as much Bitcoin as he had, that would be the end of the bull run. So MicroStrategy may redeem for cash all or a portion of the note. Is that an exit strategy? A MicroStrategy exit strategy? Only qualified institutional buyers pursuant to Rule 144A under the SEC Act, or the Securities Act, will be offered to buy the convertible note, similar to the earlier convertible note that MicroStrategy closed in 2020. And I wonder, we can't get the other article. It just will not pull up. I don't know why. I think I can do it this way. God, this is so frustrating. Anyway, let me see if I can find the Michael Saylor chart while we're at it. Yeah, it just won't come up. Exit the page, I guess. Michael Saylor Bitcoin chart. APY Finance, you can get that on bitswapdex.io. Let's see here. MicroStrategy sees an avalanche of companies. That's older. Let's see if I can find an image. I can't find it, but Crypto made a chart where he shows exactly what happens when MicroStrategy news comes out. When MicroStrategy news comes out, the price tends to go up. They tend to get good price points. The difference would be right here is this is not them necessarily buying Bitcoin. This is them announcing that they're going to offer an issuance for people to come in, accredited investors, I'm sure, to come jump in and get in on the Bitcoin craze. Well, looking at the Bitcoin chart right now on Bybit, it is really dropping pretty hard right now. Dropped all the way down to 48,319. And the thing is, I don't really see anything on Market Cipher here. I don't see anything on Market Cipher here that indicates that anything good is happening. I mean, here on the 30-minute chart, you'll see we have a blood diamond right here, which generally means bad things. We have a downward momentum wave right here that's building. So what we're going to want to see is we're going to want to see this come down, and then we're going to want to get in about here. We'll get a green dot, and it'll go back up. So, I mean, guys, 50K is a huge number for us to get up. I mean, yesterday was the first time we got over, or this morning was the first time that we went over 50K. I think we hit 50,200, overnight. And then, obviously, we hit 50,800. And I think a lot of people had a lot of price targets, obviously, in this area here when they were expecting it to go. Because kind of what you would expect when the prices rise and get to these really hard psychological numbers is that, they're going to be like, oh, well, I can assume that once it gets over it, it will pump for a short period and then drop down. So, like, kind of one target that I had, which I ended up selling out ahead of time, was 50,500. I ended up getting out of my position before that, but that was actually my target. I was hoping it would hit overnight while I was sleeping because I was hoping it would go to 50,000, get above it, and then go back down. And we saw what happened when it got above 50,500. We had this massive dump that occurred. So, everything's dumping right now. And look, as people are saying Ethereum, golly, look at this. It is down. Right now, it's at 1764, dropped all the way to 17,000 or 1750. Here's a pretty good support level right here. You guys can see. So we'll have to see if it kind of stays there. If it bounced off of it pretty much perfectly. Guys, I don't know what to say about it, man. I mean, I think it is manipulation, and we're going to have to look into it and figure out exactly what's going on. So, and Bitcoin really, really, really dumping here. Wow, I may actually jump back in right here. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set a position. 48. Guys, you heard what I said, right? You heard that I said I was going to stay out for a few hours, and then you see what happens. I just can't do it. I'm just addicted to this stuff. So I'm going to set a position here for 48,000. It's already bounced up. We'll see if it'll get filled. It probably won't get filled, but it is what it is. Sometimes you're not going to get your positions filled, but I'm not going to chase it. I mean, we almost would have got it hit 48, almost. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it might have another dump left in it. So we'll see if that gets filled. But anyways, guys, we do have an order right here. But let's move on to some analytics. I wanted to look at some stuff to give you guys some encouragement about what's going on in the markets right now. To just remember that so much, and guys, we see it. You see it on YouTube, right? Like one day the sentiment is super, super, super bullish. The next day, it's super bearish. Now, the only time we ever went bearish on this channel was when we got very close. To the monthly close being negative, being like 40%. That's too much. You can't go down 40 or 50% in a bull market. That's too much. You go down 50% in a bull market, you're really now no longer bullish. I mean, that's a huge retracement. So we went down about 30%. And we recovered and we bounced from there. But on YouTube, you see it every single day. Every day is this disaster or it's this or it's exactly as I predicted. We actually got a video coming out with Carl this weekend, I think. So if you guys like Carl's predictions, then you'll like that video. But the thing about it is, guys, is that when you really zoom out and you don't get so obsessed with what's happening on the here and now, on the exact moment, on today's chart, then what happens is you get a little more bullish. Now, we look at the Newpol. We don't want things to be crazy right now. We don't want the euphoria to go absolutely parabolic. When you look at the Newpol chart here on Glassnode, which is one of the greatest charts in all of crypto, if you do like Glassnode, or if you'd like to try it out, you guys can go to glassnode.com, go to their studio. But if you look, we're still, even with it at $50,000, we're not, near this line up here that you can't really see that well on the video, but it's an 80. We mean 80% of all wallets are in the positive, and we will probably get some upward momentum based upon the 50,000 swing. But now that it's dumping a little bit, I don't know. Maybe we won't. We don't want this to get too excited. When it gets too excited, that's when the market knows. The smartest money knows it's time to dump, and we don't want to see that. But let's look at another chart on Glassnode that's very interesting. I mean, guys, I just love watching the colors change on this. It looks like a poison dart arrow frog. Is that what you call it?
Poison dart arrow frog?
A poison arrow dart frog?
Sure.
What do you call it, TJ?
I call it that.
Polani, what's up? Aloha. Mahalo. Aloha and mahalo. Love the channel and all the info. It's most definitely having a big positive effect on my finances. Love to hear it. I love to hear you guys are making money from the channel and things we talk about. But when you look at this chart, here's what I want you guys to focus on. This is the balance of Bitcoin on exchanges. When this is going up, that's extremely bearish, okay? We do not, now, if you look back on 2017 to 2018, you will see that in the bull run, it was going up. Now, there's a very specific reason for that. A lot of these exchanges were just starting at that point, okay? A lot of those were just starting, and so they were getting a lot of inflow. So I think that's a little bit of a misnomer here when you look at the chart. But ever since pretty much the beginning of 2020, it's been on a downward trajectory, and that's a positive thing. We don't want to see money sitting on exchanges. We want to see people pulling money off exchanges because they're going to custodial solutions. They're going to hardware wallets. They're going to third-party wallets where they have their private keys. Why do people take money off exchanges? It's very, very, very simple to understand that. They take money off exchanges because they do not expect to sell it. They keep it on exchanges because they do want to have it there handy in case they do sell. This is Glassnode. This is glassnode.com. They have memberships where you can get, access to all kinds of stuff. You can see miner withdrawals and things like that. If we come over here and we look at the miner outflows here, see if that is on here. Miners to exchanges. You guys can see that's not that bad, really. I mean, you see the spikes from F2 pool going on here, but outside of that, not a lot of increase in that. So I don't think what we're seeing right now is from the miners, when we're seeing some of these price drops. I think what we're seeing is, think of it like this. When we're seeing F2 pool like dumping their Bitcoin, which, by the way, none of the other miners are doing, that's having a negative effect on the market. It's kind of like it's a pullback. It's keeping Bitcoin from getting to where it's going to be. It's suppression and manipulation. When you look at normal levels of selling, you're not seeing that. But what we're seeing now with this current Bitcoin dump that, man, I almost caught the bottom of that. That would have been a really freaking nice pop on the stream, but it is what it is. The fact is that I'm taking a break, guys, for the rest of the afternoon from trading. I swear. What we're seeing now is we're seeing Bitcoin getting to numbers where it should be, and we're seeing people taking profits. You got to remember, there's so many people invested in Bitcoin. Like, guys, I'll be honest with you. And TJ, let me ask you if this amazes you or not. Sometimes I will meet people who are in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and they don't know who I am. What do you think about that, TJ?
That is amazing.
What, that I think that, or that actually happens?
Both.
What TJ, come back on. TJ, will you stop going places? Which, by the way, we're going to Las Vegas. Guys, me and TJ are going to Las Vegas here in a couple weeks.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. So if you're in Vegas, maybe you come play some poker with us. I love to give away money playing poker. Yeah. Just kidding. I will get your money. TJ, what I want to say here about this is, what are the implications of that like to you? What does that say that there's so many, we have so many subscribers. We're the fastest growing channel ever in the history of crypto YouTube. We're actually one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube right now. And there are people that I actually meet and they've heard of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and they have no idea what my channel is. What does that say to you?
We're still early.
Yeah.
Really early. Way early.
Yeah. All the potential. I mean, if you're on Twitter or you're on YouTube, like, you've probably heard of our channel, guys. Yeah, probably heard of it, I mean, how did you stumble across this channel? Probably because YouTube was like, plaster my thumbnail all over your feed, and you're like, who is this crazy looking guy? I'm going to go in here and check this. Or he's got really nice thumbnails, and then you go on there, and you're like, this guy's crazy. But there's so much potential for people we still haven't even reached yet. Like, that's the thing about it. This market is still early. We're still early in this bull run. I know it's hard for you to fathom it when you look at the price being $50,000. And yes, guys, I am very humble. Okay, I'm the humblest person you know. Put me up against anybody, I'll win. I'll win a humble contest. But the fact is, guys, there really is something you can take away from that. I know I'm kind of joking about that, but guys, I'm kind of a big deal. Saw that in the chat. That's pretty funny. But guys, in all seriousness, it really does speak to the fact that if the largest channel in cryptocurrency still has people out there that don't even know I exist because they don't even watch YouTube, like, it still shows the potential of where we have to go. And the fact is, you have to compare these bull runs to each other, and you have to look and you have to say, okay, what was big? What was big in 2017? Well, when it comes to YouTube, DataDash having 200,000 subscribers was gigantic, okay? But look at the amount of money that was in. We're already well above. We're almost twice. When we were at $1.5 trillion in market cap overall, we were almost twice what we were at. We got to 900 billion in almost 900 billion in 2017. To get a bull run where it needs to go to push numbers up much higher, it has to have a lot more people coming in. So comparatively, you look and you say, well, there's already more people in now, but yeah, to get numbers higher, there has to be. There has to be money going into the upside to push us to $100,000 in Bitcoin or $200,000. Or Crypto Love had a really great video last night I watched on the potential Bitcoin price, where it's heading. He has a good chart that shows $274,000 for Bitcoin at the end of this run, and it was a very interesting chart. You guys should go to Crypto Love channel and check out that video he did last night. I really, really liked it. Got a lot out of it. It just reminds you, like, we're still early. We're still bullish. Relax. Calm down. We hit 50,000. We go back down. Ethereum's not where it wants to be, but just know we will get there. Greg shoulda contact me, apparently. What's the best way to contact us? You guys can send emails to office@bitboycrypto.com if you guys have things you want to get by. We get a lot of emails, obviously, so we can't promise we'll respond to everyone, but we do try to check everyone. All right, guys, that's it. That's all we got for today. You guys drop your comments down below. Be blessed. BitBoy out.